ancient aliens, hybrid humanoids, Bronze Age coneheads, or just a not so quite old tribe? You decide. Because archaeologists digging in what's called the Russia's Stonehenge have discovered the remains of a suspicious-looking skeleton with an unusual shaped skull. The bones were discovered in a 4,000-year-old settlement in Arkaim, central Russia. Arkaim is considered by some to be the most important and enigmatic archaeological site in the region, and it sits just in the southern Ural, just north of Kazakhstan, Margaret, and this is a pretty crazy discovery because this place is wrapped around in controversy. And because it's a stone circle, but it's not like a Stonehenge. It used to be actually a village surrounded by two large stone circular walls, and it's referred as the Stonehenge of Russia because it was an observatory. They used it for astronomical observation, and it's actually, this is said by the archaeologists, that whereas Stonehenge allows for 18 different observations, this place allows for 30. So the connection to the stars from this early community is very, very strong. And that's why, when it was discovered in 1987, Russia actually wanted to just flood the site and disappear it because they done so with other archaeological discoveries. But the news of the discovery got so big that actually they scrapped that plan, they preserved it. Putin went actually in 2005 to make a visit. Now it's a big archaeological site, but it's always been really connected with the UFO community, thinking that there's a lot of sightings. So now when they found this conehead skeleton, they were like, that's a proof that this is actually an ancient alien that came and visited this community.
I mean, it doesn't look like an alien to me. I've covered a story coming out of Siberia, or a part of Russia rather, where they found this bone of a woman that didn't have the DNA, that was fully human. I'm wondering if this is a cousin of hers, but I mean, there are several explanations for having a cone head that have nothing to do with aliens.
Well, many, they like to think that this might be that ancient alien that finally gives proof of their theory, but researchers have proven otherwise. And I quote, this is researcher Maria Markurova, and she declared, "We have found a well-preserved skeleton. I will not exclude the possibility that the skeleton belongs to a woman from the Sarmati tribe that lived in the territories of what is now modern-day Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and southern Russia. Her skull was elongated because the tribe did so by tying up the heads of the children with rope. It was clearly a tradition in the tribe." So I'm sorry for all of you UFO aficionados. This is not an alien, although it sounds like a really cool sci-fi story.
It does, and the fact that they're wrapping up women's heads like that, maybe they're just more attracted to women with longer heads. I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely an aesthetics thing. A lot of cultures, even in Latin America, there were a few. In Peru,
want longer heads there
they
too.
deformed the skull in many different ways. Yeah,
You'll take a long head.
It was different times. Another cool key discovery is that actually they found that the skull and the bones, very well preserved, they actually are way newer than the Arkaim civilization that is 4,000 years old. They estimate that this is 2,000 years old. So it's not that old, but pretty old. Still, it will allow them to understand a lot more about the region and about the people that used to live there. And we want to know what you think. You think it's an alien? Do you believe the researcher? Or you want to make your own story? Let us know down below. And please subscribe to the Live TV 2.